No, this is not another broadhead test video where you're shooting cinder blocks or steel barrels or ballistic gels. This video is going to show you real life scenarios on bucks that we've shot in the past, and we're going to break down the bow poundage we're using, the arrow weight that we're using, what broadhead of choice we're using. But this video is going to show you why we feel these are the two best broadheads that have ever been made. The two broadheads that we're talking about is the G5 Outdoors Megameat and the G5 Outdoors Deadmeat V2. These two broadheads have been the most deadly broadheads we have ever shot, and you're gonna see exactly why. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the hunt breakdowns. But fair warning, this is gonna be some graphic content. So this is your warning right now before we get to these hunt breakdowns. If blood or anything of that nature freaks you out, you might as well just tune out now. And now for the first hunt breakdown. Here we have a big mature buck I'm chasing. It's December 26th. This buck is walking broadside, feeding in the harvest salad. He is at 51 yards. Unfortunately, this buck wasn't going to come any closer. I felt really confident in my bow and setup. So my arrow weight is 420 grains. My bow poundage is right at 71 pounds. The buck is 51 yards. And I'm using the Megameat here. Perfectly broadside, takes one little step. This branch really blocked my view, but this buck only ran inside those woods about 25-30 yards and fell over dead. What you'll notice though, at 51 yards, that arrow went through that deer extremely fast and buried to the fletchings like it was nothing. The entrance and exit hole was gigantic, and here you can see the giant entry hole the next day with the buck. Now we're going to get into a not great scenario, but not bad scenario. Comes in and Joel had to, get him stopped and make the shot, and he shoots this buck and hits directly liver. We'll back this up. Hits him directly smack dab in the liver. Now typically on a liver hit, you're going to give 6, 8, 10 hours before you go even tracking for the deer. But it's kind of hard not to go to your deer when you can actually see and watch them fall down. And this deer was actually dead in less than 10 minutes. This deer was dead. The yardage on this deer was 20 yards, shooting the Megameat, 100 grains. His total arrow weight is right around 450 grains. He is shooting 70-pound bow, and this deer only went less than 100 yards and was dead on a direct liver hit. Now we're going to last season, where my wife was shooting her prime bow. She is shooting 51 pounds, and she is shooting the Deadmeat V2. You see this buck is coming in, and he's going to stop here directly at 30 yards. He's right on the money at 30 yards. He is quartering to, no doubt about it. She's putting the bead right behind the shoulder, and she ends up getting, we'll back this up here a second, she ends up getting one lung in the liver. This deer bounces, he goes inside the CRP, and this deer was dead within 10 minutes. We actually watched him die in the CRP, just a little out here in the CRP, and he dies. And this deer bled like crazy, complete pass through, buried in the corn. As you can see here, upon retrieving the arrow, just absolutely soaked in blood and made a huge hole in and out. We found the deer really easy. So this is a testament for your lower poundage bows, or for the women, or even some youth if they're pulling those kind of poundages. This broadhead is fantastic. Again, it's the exact same thing as the Megameat. The only difference is it's a 1/2 inch smaller cutting diameter. So it's going to give a little less friction going through the animal versus the Megameat, which is the 2-inch cut. Now we're going to get into a very hard angle. So obviously this is a strong quartering shot, and I'm trying to visualize exactly where this arrow is going to come out. And that's where I'm putting my bead to aim. Again, only 10 yards. Again, 420 grain arrow. She's pulling right at 71 pounds, 72 pounds, and shooting the Megameat 100 grain. You know what's better than the blood trail? Is when you can see them fall within sight. Oh my gosh. 9 out of 10 times, we're gonna see this deer fall within eyesight. There is just so much trauma that these broadheads create, and we really feel the 3 blades is a critical factor in that versus a 2 blade, which is just gonna give you a slit versus a big hole with a 3 blade. Next up, we are going back to Central Illinois. This is Justin Repke in November. The buck he's been hunting all season. It's been at full draw for over 2 minutes. This buck is on edge and finally gives him an opportunity, and he makes a really good shot. Just maybe a touch back, but a really good shot. And this deer goes within 30 yards and falls over dead. So Justin's setup was an 80-pound bow, shooting 420 grains total weight. His Megameat was 100 grain. Now there's just a handful of hunt breakdown videos for you, but here's a whole pile more really fast.
All right.
Center punch the baby.
When it comes to choosing a broadhead, you know, there's a lot of different broadheads out there that are great broadheads, but they don't quite hold up to what the G5 Megameat and the Deadmeat V2 do, at least in our opinion. You know, this wasn't a test of ballistic gel, wasn't shooting a steel barrel, wasn't shooting a center block, none of those things, or even a scapula bone, where all of these results can vary. These were real life scenarios, real life actual events that took place on the animal that we are pursuing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what broadhead you shoot, and let us know if you've tried the Megameat or the Deadmeat V2. And good luck to all of you guys out there hunting this fall.